Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. I hope you all enjoyed episode 200. I've slacked. We have this. It's 3 weeks. Let's do them in order, kids, in no particular order. We have issue 15 of X-Men, the one that I decided I needed to have. And let me see. Let me see. Jed MacKay is our writer. Pencilers are Ryan Stegman and C.F. Villa. Inkers are Ryan Stegman, J.P. Meyer, Livesay, and C.F. Villa. They're getting this book out there, ain't they, folks? So, the bad guys showed up, and they brought one of those whale thingies that flies through the outer space, and it got destroyed, and there's a new mutant. Because they didn't know she was a mutant, because she didn't test for being a mutant, but her absorbed twin is the mutant. So that's what we're working on with that. This is such a great book. I love the artwork for the book. The team, I picked the best one. I think out of all the X-Men books, because I was never going to buy all of the X-Men books. So, and we're getting ready for a new X-Men team. Dun dun dun! Which we'll talk about later in this show, because I'm pretty sure this thing comes out bi-weekly. I'm pretty sure. Bi-weekly. Bi-monthly. There we go. Alright, Absolute Martian Manhunter number 2. Let's get our things here. Oh, Atlanta, is it in the back? Alright, well, hold on, kids. When last we left John Jones, he was seeing things. And he's still seeing things. John Jones is crazy. But the Martian's starting to affect things. The One-Eyed Martian. And it's such a pretty book. This one guy got shot in the back of the head and it looked gorgeous. I don't know where the thing is for this. Hold on. Hold on. Are you kidding me right now? I looked at every page. I swear I looked at every page, folks. I know I did. So, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. That's it, huh? Look at this whole page. See that teeny tiny thing down there? Yep, that's it. All right, let's see. Oh, no glasses for this. Writer is somebody with the last name of Camp. Art is Javier Rodriguez. Guys, old people read these. You might want to make that print a little bigger. This is a great book. I have no idea what's going on. It's fantabulous. Alright. Oh, here's a complaint. Here we go. Issue 20 of Power Girl. I complained about the outfit. I complained about the artwork. Writer Leah Williams. Artist David Baldion. Everything is going just great for our Power Girl. We love everything that's going on for her. Even with the crazy cartoony artwork that I don't like, and the changing of the suit. So what did they do in their infinite wisdom at DC? They canceled the damn book. Alright, let's go on. Issue 4 of Magic, which they have not canceled, which surprises me. Writer is Ashley Allen. Artist is Jaman Peralta. And it's still the same storyline. They're fighting these evil people that are using the power of mutants to let something demonic loose. And she's got Danny Moonstar helping her out now, which is always a good time, and realizes she has to come to terms with the demon child. That's just how that works. So, pretty good. Got a nice cliffhanger. Get it. Buy it. You won't. Amazing Spider-Man 2. When last we left Spider-Man, he was seeing things. Writer's Joe Kelly. Artist is Pepe Larraz. And he's freaking out because somebody has pumped him full of drugs while he's trying to go on a job interview. And things don't look the same, and he's hallucinating like nobody's business. He ends up having to go to Ravencroft to try and save Rhino. There's a big reveal for somebody called Itsy Bitsy, but I don't know who that is. There's a lot of spider lore I don't know, but this still works for me. So, oh, there we go. So that's that week. That would have been 3 weeks ago. Let's see what we have here. Okay, these are just the things you get to find out. If you go to the comic book store, they'll give you these for free. They tell you what's coming out, okay, so you can plan accordingly. All right, Godzilla versus America. This is the one shot for Godzilla versus Los Angeles, and so it's an anthology book. So we have Eye in the Sky, written and illustrated by Gabriel Hardman. The Big Break, written by Jordan Morris, illustrated by Nick Holgo. How to Use the Los Angeles Metro to Survive a Godzilla Attack, written and illustrated letter by Dave Baker. And Godzilla LA, get it? Story and art by Jake Gonzo. Additional inks by Scott Hanna. So we have a helicopter pilot, a guy doing a news story from the back of Godzilla, because that's where the helicopter dropped him. The Big Break is weird story artwork. Here, let me just show you. Here, look at that. Reminds me of that recent one where the Great Gatsby fought Godzilla. Still a pretty good story. I liked that one. I didn't really care about the Godzilla attack thing because it's this. There's a lot of this. So not a monstrously huge fan. And then the last one deals with Hollywood special effects people and how they can help out against Godzilla. So next, apparently, they're fighting Boston. So see, this doesn't make any sense. I thought, because it was Chicago first. Now it's LA, and next it's Boston. Those aren't in a line from each other. Shouldn't they have done something different? Alright, kids, are you ready? I think this is a one-shot. It is giant size Wacky Races. That's right, Penelope Pitstop right on the cover. And they're all in here. Writer Ivan Cohen, artist Mariano Benitez Chapo. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's Penelope Pitstop becoming a wacky racer. Yes, there's Dick Dastardly. There's the Caveman. Muttley's in it. The artwork is really cool. I mean, it's not cartoony at all, which it still works for me. There's Peter Perfect is in it. It's like an adult version of Wacky Races. They did a really good job. So I don't know if that's just... It says it's the end. So maybe it'll go by how many of these did they sell to make them excited for it. Issue 3 of Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. All right, and these are like a origin thing. Daniel Kibblesmith is our writer. Ted Brandt and Rose Stein are our artists. And he's telling how he learned his martial arts. That's exactly what this entire book is about. So, good book, good comic. Darkwing's awesome in it, as always. It's just, you should get this one. Okay, remember how I complained about that first Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four, and then the Hulk was good? Remember? The Hulk was good. Now it's Spider-Man. And I'm like, I don't know how Spider-Man is going to be able to pull this trick off. But it takes place immediately after the Secret Wars. So he has the Venom suit. Joe Kelly is our writer. Nick Bradshaw is our artist. Nick, buddy, your art is excellent. It's this Godzilla. I always called this the kitty cat Godzilla because he looks like a kitty. Godzilla were a kitty. And so you're thinking to yourself, well, Doug, there's the Godzilla right there. There's Peter Parker just after Secret Wars where he's hanging out with Black Cat. Godzilla screams and the suit jumps off of Peter. That's right, folks. What you always wanted to see. Venomized Godzilla. This one is just as much fun as the Hulk book. I'm having a great time with these, except for the Fantastic Four ones seem a little loopy. Alright, now this week's. I took them to work, so I had plenty of time to read them. I have many complaints. No, not many. Alright. Batgirl All In number 7. Okay, I buy Batgirl to read about Batgirl. That's what I read it for. To read about Batgirl. You know what I don't buy it for? To read about her mother. Lady Shiva. I could give two flippity you-know-whats about her mother. Tate Brownball is our writer. Isaac Goodhart is our artist. This is, and it says chapter 1, which makes it worse. Because we'll put up with, don't get me wrong, artwork is very pretty. Do you know who's not in the book except for like the first page and a half? That's right, Batgirl. Make Lady Shiva get her own comic book. Am I right? Alright. Birds of Prey, number 21. What do we have here, folks? Oh, and last we left, something's trying to kill all of the birds of prey. Our writer is Kelly Thompson. Our artist is Sami Bashri. And last we left Barda, she had got blown up in near orbit and falls to the ground. And apparently you need to do that, otherwise you can't fight Barda. She will hurt you. And so we found out there's bad guys. They're up to something no good. This is a great panel, though, right here. I like this. Everything just looks great in this. Oracle's doing a great job. Yeah, I'm not sure who these bad guys are. And something awful looks like it's going to happen the next issue. I was surprised they haven't canceled Birds of Prey. Knock on wood. But it's really good. Godzilla Heist number 3. Look who's on the cover. Anguirus. Anything that's got Anguirus on the cover has got to be good. Story by Van Jensen. Art by Kelsey Ramsey. We have a big giant fight between Anguirus and Godzilla. We learn about this one woman's hatred for Godzilla because parents died. They're still trying to heist the Mechagodzilla. It's a heist, so you got to have a double cross. And then sometimes you even get a triple cross. And somebody's going to let Mechagodzilla out, and it's not going to be good. But we did get some Anguirus in this. I'm getting used to the scritchy artwork. Not a huge fan, but whatever. Issue 78 of Sonic the Hedgehog. Story Ian Flynn, pencils Aaron Hammerstrom, inks Matt Froze. And when last we left, Eggman took off with the bad guy, and now our restoration crew is going to other cities to see if they can help. The interesting part about that is they did such a good job, none of the cities need their help even when they're in crisis mode. So, next time it's Whisper versus Mimic. For the last time, it says. I don't believe that for a minute. Yeah, can you believe that? 78 issues of this. I remember when we bought issue 1 when it first came out. Best book of the week, it's Jeff. Jeff Week. That's right. And we have... Are you going to give me artwork? Is it or people credits or whatever? Let's see. Alright, here we go. It's Jeff. It is by Kelly Thompson and Gary Hurry. Jeff Week, which is another part of the book, is by Gustavo Duarte. I did like to see Lockjaw and Double Dinosaur. I don't like that they've changed Lunella to the mutant Lunella as opposed to the Inhumans Lunella, which is what she should be. Gary Hurry does a great job. Jeff is cute. Jeff has cute little adventures. There's little to no dialogue in any of this book. Anyone could read this book. I think one of the only words in it is the word no. And Jeff doesn't listen, so it doesn't matter that you said it. Alright. Oh, see? Going back around. Here we go. Issue 3 of The Amazing Spider-Man. Because remember, he was meeting Itsy Bitsy and drugged up and everything like that. I do love that they're embracing the splash page. I'm so glad to see it. Because Spider-Man always needs a splash page. Writer Joe Kelly, artist Pepe Larraz. And they are at Ravencroft. I almost said Arkham. They are at Ravencroft trying to save the Rhino and get him away from Itsy Bitsy. Peter's still tripping balls, is a nice way of putting it. Still getting help from Norman Osborn, who's still being a good guy, which is, I guess, okay. So, but they're trying to do something to get these drugs out to everybody, and Hobgoblin. That's probably a spoiler. West Coast Avengers number 7. I love this cover with Kilowatt, and Wonder Man, and because he couldn't call himself that, so on the news he called himself Wonder Man. Wonder Man shows up to kick his butt. Writer is Jerry Dugan. Artist is Danny Kim. we find a little bit more about Killer Watt and his origins when he was little, and his father is a huge Wonder Man fan. Unfortunately, he's also a abusive inbred hillbilly redneck. So another Ultron shows up. It's Black Ultron. He calls himself Scorched Ultron because he got too close to the sun. I'm not really sure that's how that works. But who am I to argue with Ultron? Spider-Woman's there. We always love Spider-Woman. And Wonder Man's kind of cool in it. About the whole thing. So we'll see what happens next issue. I'm glad it's not over. I don't want them to cancel it. I'm having a good time. We get another X-Men. Remember I told you, this is number 16, about the new X-Men that show up? Yeah. They're like bad guy X-Men. Writer Jed MacKay, penciler is Nitho Diaz, inkers are Sean Parsons, J.P. Mayer, and Livesay. And so it's got to be, these are coming out more frequently than monthly. So the new X-Men are Constellation, Psychovore, Schwarzschild, Galatea, Juice, and Time Bomb. They're here. You want to see them? There they are. These are some of the worst superhero names I've ever seen in my life. So they're there to beat up our X-Men to prove that they're the best X-Men, and they're trying to talk the giant monster girl, the mutant that's the absorbed twin. Hank uses an experimental drug on Magneto so he can have his powers back so he can drive a Sentinel. Because if you're going to fight a giant monster... See, again, spread page. Look at these. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. So, yeah, that's the mutant over here. She took over the meat. Apparently she can manipulate meat. So, I'm not sure how that works, but every time I say manipulate meat, I think it's gross. Alright, number 3 of Silverhawks. Good times. Writer is Ed Brisson. Artist is George Cambadias. Cambadias? George, buddy? You get a hold of me? I think it's Greek. So Monstar shows up and he wants to start kicking some butt, and the Silverhawks show up to kick his butt first. That's literally every episode of the show, and I expect no less. The artwork is, George does a lot of the what do you want to call them? Tie-ins, comic books of old TV shows. He does a lot of them, so you get used to it. He does a lot of the Disney ones, and it looks good. It's nice, clean art. So, like super clean. Although that cover is that's weird, right? All right. And last, but certainly not least, is Adventure Man Family Tree. I bought the Adventure Man books since they started. Matt Fraction is our script, Terry Dodson is pencils, Rachel Dodson is inks. These two do a great job. It's showing the family tree of Adventure Man, because for a while there was an Adventure Man that was a man. Our Adventure Man is this lovely lady right here. It tells just like stories of other people in the Adventure Man tree. Here, there's even a little family tree. Let me find it for you. You can look at that. See, look, isn't that neat that they went to all this trouble? Here we go. So isn't that cool? Yeah. It's a 3-issue miniseries. I wish my Adventure Man was in it. She's not. So that kind of sucks. It is neat seeing people do sketches, because I don't know how all of this with the swoopty and the hurly-burly and all this turns into this gorgeous piece of artwork here. I tell you, talent. Just sheer talent. What that is. So, these are the books. This is 3 weeks of book. Let me get them all in a pile. It's more impressive that way. Here we are. 3 weeks. We also recently had free comic book day. I got a bunch of them I still haven't read, but they had a lot of free books out for people, and there was a ton of people that showed up. It's always good to see the kids in there. You get them. The first one's free, but then you pay. So it does sound an awful lot like comic books using the format of drug dealers, but in this case it's comic books. So probably a little more addictive. Probably not. So, yes, look at all of those. Look at them. I'll try to do better. Once I got to the 200, I'm like, and then I got busy. I'm finished editing just recently the new movie we're working on, Amityville Sasquatch versus Creepy Clown. Don't worry, when I get the copies of the DVD, I'll be sure to pimp them out here as well. And if anybody wants a copy of the movie, I think I'm selling them with shipping. It's like $15. Seems worth it. It's a pretty good movie. It's our fourth feature here at 3-4 Time Productions. This show is also a part of 3-4 Time Productions. I have another show called Old Man Plays Video Games, which is also part of 3-4 Time Productions, and The Basement of Baron Morbid. It's like a little empire of mediocrity all on its own. So here are the comic books. As I always tell you, you can read comic books anywhere that has a library, and that's free. A lot of them are online. A lot of times that's free. If you don't like we're going to do the count. I forgot about that. I'm kind of excited. If you like manga, there's a lot of that online for free. Depending on what kind of manga you like. For example, my daughter likes the kind where it's like a 4-sentence title, where there's barely room for artwork down in the corner, because it's the day I bought the superhero suit that sent me into this dark dungeon and turned me into a vending machine of evil. There you go. That's the title. I just made my own comic book, my own manga, just like that. So, let's divvy them up and see what we got as far as Wacky Races isn't really a superhero. Godzilla's not a superhero. He's not a superhero. So let's see. We got Magic is. I couldn't believe they canceled Power Girl. I'm so mad. Martian Manhunter still counts as a superhero. Silverhawks, they're obviously superheroes. X-Men are superheroes. West Coast. It'll be a minute, folks. Spider-Man. Jeff's a superhero. Sonic's a superhero. Godzilla, you're not a superhero. Get out of there. Superhero. I was really upset about the Shiva thing. I don't know how long that's going to last. So for 3 weeks, for superheroes, we got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think superheroes are winning. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 non-superheroes. So there you go. Superheroes win again. I can't help it. I like superheroes. Sometimes the independent books all come out 1 week and there's no superhero books, and then they win. But they don't win very often around this house. So what can I say? All right. The mess is all over there. You can't see it because I've lined up the camera. So yeah, go find a place to read a comic book. If you had gone to Free Comic Book Day, you could have gotten a stack they were giving away at our store, like 5 books for no money. So that wasn't too shabby. Yeah, comic books that normally run like $4 a piece, $3.99. You get 5 of them. It's like $20. So yes, just find your book. Everybody's got a book. Everybody's got a comic book they want to read. Whether it's just, horror comics are there, superheroes are there, science fiction comics, comedy, comic books based on TV shows. Like there's a new one called Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls. I have not read that yet. I'm curious, and I don't think I'm going to be curious enough to buy it once it comes out past Free Comic Book Day. I got it at Free Comic Book Day, so I paid the price I was willing to pay for it, which was nothing. So, in the meantime, I will try to be here next week. As I mentioned, the movie's pretty much done. I got some silly stuff to do with it this weekend. And I gave you this week's comic books already, so I won't have any new ones to review till next Wednesday. Alright? So, thanks for watching all my shows. We've been around for quite some time. This is 201. 201 episodes. So I appreciate all of you for watching. Now, you know the bit. Go read a comic book.